So welcome to the channel. So today in this video we are going to cover some questions for your GPAT preparations, which is very important for your exam. So moving on, our first question. The first question is the splitting of the spectral lines under the influence of magnetic field is known as, and the options are: option A is Lorentz effect, option B is Zeeman effect, option C is Doppler's effect, or option D is self-reversible. So the correct answer is, that is Zeeman effects. So let's discuss with the help of explanation that what is Lorentz effect or what is Zeeman effect. So first one is the Lorentz force law, that it can be used to describe the efforts of a charged particle moving in a constant magnetic field, where the Zeeman effect is the effect of splitting a spectral line into several components in the presence of a static magnetic field, and it is analogous to the Stark effect, the splitting of a spectral line into several components in the presence of electric field. So in Zeeman effect, we are talking about in presence of magnetic field, and in a Stark effect, we are talking about the in presence of electric field. So, and the where Doppler effect causes the received frequency of a source, that is how it is perceived when it gets to its determination, to differ from the sent frequency. If there is a motion that is increasing or decreasing the distance between the source and the receiver, and where self-reversal is a case of self-absorption, when a line is self-absorbed to such an extent that the peak or central wavelength intensity is less than at the wings or known central wavelength. So at last, option B is the correct answer. Students, try to note down these terms because sometimes the question may also ask from these portions. So moving on, in second question, the second question is the that in the influorometry, the source of irradiation is, we have to tell about the source of irradiation, and the options are: option A is xenon arc lamp, option B is hydrogen lamp, option C is tungsten lamp, or option D is Nernst lamp. So which is the correct answer, or which is the source of irradiation? The correct answer is xenon arc lamp. Let's discuss with the help of explanation that xenon arc lamp is the source of irradiation of fluorometry, H2 lamp for UV, and tungsten lamp for visible and near IR, and Nernst lamp for visible, near, as well as for mid IR. Students, just make the table in your notebook. Now moving on to the next question, that which of the following statement about penicillin G is true? We have to tell about it, that which statement is true about the penicillin G, and the options are: option A is it is commonly administered orally, or option B is it has a broad spectrum of antibacterial activity, option C is it can be used for the treatment that is rat bite fever, or it is concomitant probenecid decrease its duration of action. So which one is true? So the true statement is that it can be used for the treatment of rat bite fever. It means these are the incorrect one about penicillin G. Now we are having the explanation that it is not effective orally because of breakdown by acid in the stomach, and it has short duration of action due to its rapid excretion from kidney through tubular secretion. Sometimes the question may ask that penicillin G, through which passage it gets excrete out. So through tubular secretion. So probenecid decrease its tubular secretion, thus can be used to prolong its action, and it has narrow spectrum activity covering mainly gram-positive bacteria. Now here we have just some that penicillin G is the first choice of drug for which ones? So for syphilis, meningococcal meningitis, actinomycosis, rat bite fever, yaws, or leptospirosis, or group A and B streptococcal infection. It is a DOC for these disease. So option C is the correct answer. Now moving on the next question, that autotoxicity of aminoglycoside is in the order of, option A is kanamycin is greater than amikacin is greater than netilmycin, and option B is netilmycin, amikacin, or kanamycin. Option C is amikacin, netilmycin, kanamycin. Option D is netilmycin, kanamycin, and amikacin. So which one is the correct? The correct one is kanamycin and amikacin and netlymycin. So how can you learn this? K, just take the A and the N. So it means kan means ear. Ear related to ototoxicity. You can learn like this. Now moving on the next question. Catharometer used in gas chromatography works on the principle of sensing. Options are, option A is thermal conductivity, option B is flow rate, option C is viscosity, option D is mass. So that catharometer used in gas chromatography, it is clear. So, and what is the principle? The principle is that it senses the thermal conductivity. Here we have just a simple explanation of catharometer. You can just write down or just get the understand that here we are a power supply, this one is reference, and this one is our sample, this one is sample, and this one is reference. So through amplifier we get the readings and it's a output one. Here just some information about the TCD, thermal conductivity detector or catharometer, that it is based on changes in thermal conductivity of gas stream. It consists of two cells, that is reference cell as well as sample cell, as we have already observed in the diagram. So it is in the form of Wheatstone bridge, and when a carrier gas is passing, there is no deflection in galvanometer. But when the column effluent is allowed to pass, there is deflection in the galvanometer. So this deflection is recorded with the help of amplifier, which is due to the change in the thermal conductivity. So option A is the correct answer. Now moving on the next question, that following indicators is or used in complexometric titrations, and the options are, option A is muroxide, option B is areochrome, option C is dithiazone, or option D is all the three. So which one indicators are used in complexometric titration? So the correct answer is all of the three. Means muroxide, students, this is just some technical problem. Here we have just areochrome option, areochrome. So muroxide, areochrome, and dithiazone are used in the complexometric titration as an indicator. Now the next question is that suspensions containing the below agents are supposed to show negative zeta potential. Options, here we have just aluminum chloride, subnitrate, monobasic potassium phosphate, sulfamerazine, and the options are, that is PQ, B is Q and R, option C is R and S, and option D is Q and S. So option C is the correct answer. That is R and S, that is monobasic potassium phosphate and sulfamerazine. Here we have just explanation that suspensions made with the aluminum chloride or bismuth subnitrate are supposed to show positive zeta potential, and those made with monobasic potassium phosphate and sulfamerazines are supposed to have show negative zeta potential. Students, write down this. So option C is the correct answer according to this. Now next question is that treatment of turmeric powder with acetic anhydride and concentrated sulfuric acid gives, and the options are, option A is yellow color, option B is pink color, option C is violet color, option D is green color. So which one is the correct answer or color on treatment of with acetic anhydride and concentrated sulfuric acid. It gives the violet color. Here we have just next question, that drugs that lack the sulfonylurea moiety but stimulate insulin secretion. Students try to understand the question. That is by blocking the sulfonyl receptor on KATP, that is potassium channels in pancreatic beta cells. And the options are: option A is repaglinide, option B is rosglitazone, option C is glipizide, option D is metformin. So which one of the drug is lack sulfonylurea moiety and act on stimulation of insulin receptor? And the correct answer is repaglinide. Here we have a just explanation, students, about the rosglitazone, glipizide and metformin, that it act as an analog manner by binding sulfonylurea receptor as well as other receptor. Students, try to note down in your notebook about these three drugs properties. So option A is the correct answer. Now moving on the last question of this video, students, which of the following alkaloid are derived from tryptophan? And the options are: option A is hyoscyamine and morphine, option B is codeine and reserpine, option C is reserpine and quinine, and option D is ephedrine and codeine. So which one of the alkaloid are derived from tryptophan? And the correct answer is reserpine and quinine. So here we have just explanation, students, that tropane, phenanthrene, that hyoscyamine is derived from tropane and morphine derived from phenanthrene, codeine derived from phenanthrene, reserpine from derived indole, and ephedrine from phenylethylamine. So at last option C is the correct answer. So students, this is all about this video. I hope you like the video. So thanks for watching.